Not talking unless y'all giving me land and 2,000 or more every week. You hear me?
I'm not talking. I'm not talking unless y'all giving me likes, you're commenting and subscribing. You hear me? Okay. Well, hey, B. I'm back because I want to talk to you guys real quick, okay, about a few things. I want us to get into Miss Sherri Shepherd and this whole Nia Long thing or whatever they got going on, child. We got to talk about Lauren LaRosa just a little bit. Funky Dineva did get into some things over on his live the other night. And yeah, we got a few other things that we're going to chat about. So make sure you guys are coming into the video and we will go ahead and get started. And first off, I want to go ahead and start off with Miss Lauren LaRosa. Okay, first of all, congratulations to Lauren LaRosa. Y'all know Breakfast Club was hot like fire all last week. Not so much as all last week, but for a good bit of last week. And it was a lot of conversation surrounding Lauren LaRosa, her position with the Breakfast Club, as well as Just Hilarious, her position with the Breakfast Club, and feeling as though she is likely trying to be replaced or whatever, and just feeling as though her coworkers don't have her back, they're not supporting her or whatever, and she's constantly being compared to Lauren LaRosa. So it's just been a lot of drama with that. Now, make no mistakes, Lauren LaRosa, from my understanding, is not going anywhere when it comes to the Breakfast Club. However, she is having something new added to her plate, and it appears to be her podcast that she's doing, the latest with Lauren LaRosa, and it appears to be powered by Black Effect, which I believe is connected to Charlemagne, as well as iHeartRadio. So, or iHeartMedia, is it? But congratulations to Lauren LaRosa for getting that opportunity. All right, she said that when it comes to the latest with Lauren LaRosa, you're going to be able to get into further details about certain subject matters that she may not have the time to get into over on the Breakfast Club, as well as, you know, kind of getting to know her more, and also she may bring on a few friends or whatnot over onto the show. So I will, you know, I'll be checking it out from time to time to see what Miss Lauren got going on with her. Um, I like her work, and I'm looking forward to seeing, you know, how she grows in, you know, her media space. And so congratulations to her. And I thought that was dope. But I also learned that Just Hilarious has a podcast as well. I didn't know about that. I was just told about it yesterday, and I did not know that. So okay, we'll see if she's going to lean more into that. I think Jess may be more so focused on her comedy career, which is absolutely nothing wrong with that, versus her podcast or whatnot. So if she continues to do that, I'm sure she's going to be successful in that as well. But anywho, just wanted to give y'all the update when it comes to Miss Lauren LaRosa, honey. Next up, what I do want to get into is, I don't know if you guys have heard this story. Okay. Not sure if you guys have heard this story, but this is about a California husband and wife. All right. This man had been locked up because, from my understanding, he ended up killing. I don't know if this guy, I think this guy could have been his neighbor or something. He ended up killing his neighbor, and well, I don't want to say neighbor, but he ended up killing a man along with three other men. So he killed like four people, child. I don't know what they did, what he did, but the man clapped the folks, okay? Clap, clap, clap. Now, whether she got married to him before or after, I feel like there are still details that I don't know at this time. But I do know they were married. And this woman here went to go and see this man, her husband. She was going to visit him during her name is Stephanie Dowles. His name is David Brinson. She went to go see him during a conjugal visit. And unfortunately, she ended up being strangled by this man. That's what they're saying. All right. He was sentenced to 4 consecutive life sentences back in 1993 for killing 4 people, with an additional 20-year determinate sentence without the possibility of parole. So that man gonna be in prison for the rest of his life. So in all honesty, shoot, anything that he may have done to her, it's given for him probably shoulder shrug, because what else can y'all do? He's already gonna be in prison anyway. What you gonna do? Keep adding life sentences on to him when he ain't getting out no way, which is very crazy and dangerous. Because I feel like this person shouldn't even been awarded a conjugal visit. In all honesty, all right. But she went to go see him. They had a conjugal visit, and he ended up, according to what's being told, he ended up strangling her. All right, they're saying on November 12th, 2024, 62-year-old Stephanie Dowles went to visit her husband, David Brinson, at the Mule Creek State Prison in California. Brinson is currently serving 4 consecutive life sentences for killing 4 people back in 1993, with an additional 20-year sentence without the possibility of parole. Because they were married, the prison allowed them to have an overnight conjugal visit. During the visit, something occurred around 2 a.m., and Brinson reportedly called the facility to let them know that Dowles had passed out. She was later pronounced dead at the facility. So he already sent up there lying, saying the lady just passed out, only for them to find out that he choked her to death. That's what it seems like. I don't know if the lady showed up there to break up with the man or ask for a divorce or something. I don't know her reasoning, or if she just went up there to see him. You know, I'm trying to understand what could have led him to wanting to strangle this woman. That makes that, like, are you okay? You're not. You're not. That's why you're behind bars now. All right. They go on to say now 4 months later. All right. The coroner has confirmed that Dow's death is officially ruled a homicide by strangulation. Dow's family are now calling out the prison because they believe Brinson killed Dow during their visit, and they claim Brinson shouldn't have even been allowed to have a visitor, given that he's a convicted murderer. Listen, that's what I'm saying right out the gate, and I haven't even read that. I'm thinking to myself, like, why should this man even be allowed that? Like, absolutely not. All right, somewhat, it looks like a family member quoted her son. It says, my mom was just left alone and she called for help, I'm sure, and there's nothing she could do. That's what he says. He feels that he is sure his mother called for help. He says, how could they just let this happen? Just don't get it. Given the history that this guy has, we kind of wanted to know, how is it even possible for them to be unsupervised? I don't know. I mean, the family is definitely gearing up to be in position to sue the state prison. Now, I don't know if they have a case or not, but somewhere I'm sure an attorney is inching to be a part of this case. The first person I'm thinking about is Mr. Benjamin Crump. Child, let me hush. Because if I say what I read. Anywho, we shall see how this is going to play out, but I do want us to get into this news story here, just so we can check this out to see what else the family may have learned or what they are desiring at this time. All right, so let us hop over here and get into some things.
We spoke with the victim's family, and they're demanding answers. They want to know why an inmate with such a violent history like this was allowed to have unsupervised visits in the first place.
The most giving, kind-hearted person.
62-year-old Stephanie Dowles was always trying to help others, her mother, Ovita Wilson, says.
I would often tell my sweetheart, you can't save the world.
Dowles was a mother herself to 2 sons, grandmother to 6. She was a hairstylist and a small business owner in the Los Angeles area, known to her family as Stevie. We spoke to them on Zoom.
Stevie was literally the glue that held the family together,
making her loss all the more difficult.
We were just devastated.
Dowles died during an overnight visit with an inmate at Mule Creek State Prison in Ione just before 3 a.m. last November. Now, 4 months later, the Amador County coroner confirmed her family's fears, finding the death was a homicide. The coroner says she was strangled.
How could they just, let this happen and just don't get it?
Armand Torres says the prison should be held accountable. He says his mom was visiting her husband, David Brinson, there.
They would read the Bible together. He was in school in there because she was pushing him to try to be this better person.
But Brinson is serving 4 consecutive life terms with a 20-year determinate sentence on top of that, without the possibility of parole, all after his 1993 conviction of 4 murders.
My mom was just left alone, and she, called for help, I'm sure, and there's nothing she could do.
Officials say the criminal investigation is still underway, so as of now, no one's been charged with Dowles' murder. What? But it happened during a family visit, which the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation website describes as a visit in private apartment-like facilities on prison grounds that can last approximately 30 to 40 hours. It was just after 2 a.m. on November 13th when CDCR says Brinson used the phone in that apartment-like facility to tell officers his wife had passed out.
Given the history that this guy has already, we kind of just wanted to know how is it even, possible for them to be unsupervised.
The CDCR website shows inmates blocked from those privileges are limited to those on death row, those convicted of sex offenses, those going through the reception process upon arrival to a prison, or anyone under disciplinary restrictions. There's no mention of multiple murder convictions.
Do you think that policy should change moving forward?
It has to. There has to be something has to be done, because it's not fair.
CDCR says inmates have to meet strict criteria for these family visits, like sustained good behavior, for example. And they say the visits are meant to support family connection and rehabilitation. And Dowell's family did say that she had visited Brinson several times before this, and those visits seem to have gone well. So they say at the time they didn't really think much of it, like they now believe they probably should have. Back to you.
And our investigative team also looked into what, if any, security measures are in place during those prison visits. The CDCR operations manual shows that inmates have to present themselves for a count at least 4 times within a 24-hour period, and the watch commander can also order unscheduled inspections. But otherwise, the manual explains every effort is made to ensure the inmate's privacy.
Child, that is terrible. That is so terrible. I hate that happened to her. And she's been there a few times and things have gone well. But that's why I'm like, what could have happened that made him want to just snap? I wonder if he probably snapped on them folks when he clapped everybody the last time. Okay. I don't know at what point they ended up getting married, but it seems like this may have been while he was locked up. He been locked up since 1993. So how did y'all even connect? Like, when did they say that in the video and I missed it? Like, when did y'all get girl, no. I'm not gonna even go that far. Rest in peace to Stephanie Dowles. I definitely hope the family gets I guess some sort of justice with him being charged for her murder. Because to know that he was the last person to see her and you guys haven't even charged him at all is crazy to me. Nobody has been charged for her. I mean, do y'all feel like, from what I said earlier, he locked up anyway, so it ain't like ain't gonna happen. He ain't gonna do nothing but get another life sentence added to him, potentially. I don't know, but I'm sorry that happened to her. I really am. I hate, that's crazy. That is just child. Well, you guys leave your thoughts and comments down below about the matter at hand. And we're going to get into more things over here. All right. The next thing I want to get into is Garcelle. Garcelle has been a part of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills for some time. Now, I am aware that she has secured some deals or whatnot with, she secured some deals with Lifetime. She has a production company and stuff, so she's secured some other deals, and with that, I think it's made her a super busy woman, super busy. So I'm not sure as to what made her come to the final decision to step away from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, but we gonna get into it. And some part of me is not fully sad just yet with the fact that she is going to be leaving, because I have been enjoying the woman Bose that's a part of the show. So although, we're losing this woman, at least we still have a black woman that's going to be over there on the show. Excuse me. But I would like to know her reasoning, and we're going to get into that real quick. So let us check out what she had to say.
Hey guys, so I have some news. I've decided to leave Beverly Hills. It's been a wild ride. I mean, some amazing things have happened and some hard things have also happened, but it's been a ride nevertheless. One of the reasons why I'm leaving is my family, my boys. Their last year of high school is next year, and I want to be a part of that. And Jade is starting a new career, and I want to be a part of that too. And secondly, I have the most exciting projects that I am developing, producing, and acting in. I can't tell you anything right now, but you'll know soon. I just want to say thank you to Andy Cohen, to Bravo, NBC Universal, Evolution, 32 Flavors, the producers, the crew, and of course, the ladies. Andy Cohen says I can come back anytime. The door will always be open. So you never know. I might pop back in sometime. To the fans, I want to say thank you so much. You guys have cheered me on, supported me, and sometimes even fought for me or on my behalf. It means a lot. And I hope you guys will continue on this journey with me. It's not goodbye. It's see you later.
It's definitely see you later.
So see you later.
The reason I say is see you later is because we're going to be seeing her, okay? We're going to be seeing her in her own productions. I told you guys she secured like a really good deal. It was like last year or maybe year before last. So I knew we would be seeing more productions done by her. So we're going to be seeing her on our screens. Don't get it twisted. We just want to see her over there with the ladies. I don't know if somebody could have I doubt it. I was going to say, I don't know if one of those ladies could have made Garcelle be like, you know what? I'm done with this job. I'm out. But I feel like can't none of y'all make her feel no way. Not a single one of you bitches, okay? And even though I've liked Dorit just a little bit, but not even you. Like, none of y'all could press Garcelle enough for her to want to step away. I do believe that it is her jobs, as she said, and her sons. You know, one time her son was on the show, and I believe she has twin boys. One of them was on the show, and he got cussed at by one of the ladies. And you know, Garcelle wasn't having that. In addition, her son didn't really like that atmosphere. Her son was receiving threats. People was doing too damn much. So he took a step back from the show, as he should have. And as a mom, she would want to protect her son. So I get it. The other son, he has been exploring his modeling career. And I know she wants to be around to help him with that. And when I tell you, I really feel like he got what it takes. Homeboy got it. All right. But shout out to Garcelle. Whether I wasn't always on her side with things or not, I think she did a fairly good job over on Beverly Hills. And although we're losing her, if it was no other Black women, I'll be honest, on the show, I would feel away for sure. But I am glad that Bose appears to be staying around. So I like that. But can I also highlight the fact, in my personal, just to me, that's how you announce your departure from a motherfucking show. To me. She ain't put out just no statement. Miss Ma'am got on camera looking as flawless as she wants to look. And might I add, her reunion look, we'll check that out as well. But the reunion look is given too. I think Garcelle was the best dressed out of all that, to be honest with you. But aside from that, you know, I like how she did it. I love how she highlighted everybody that was a part of the production, the producers, the cast members. Like, Miss Ma'am know how to leave a show, and I do believe we would see her again. I don't know if we would see her in a housewife capacity, but I definitely could see her being a friend of popping in from time to time on behalf of Sutton, because she and Sutton have a really great relationship, you know. But excuse me, guys. I'm here for it, but let us check out her look real quick for the reunion, okay? And I'm sorry for the people that's not here for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Thank you for bearing with us, and we are going to get back into the gossip or the chit chat that you guys like to get into, okay? But real quick, Miss Ma'am did that. I don't care. I do not care. She gave us, oh, I love the pearls. I love it. Or are those, oh, it looks like pearls and diamonds. Whatever it is. For me, I think she ate this look up. It's just my opinion, not yours. It's my personal, not yours. And I think she did a great job with that. So shout out to Miss Garcelle, honey. Shout out to you, and congratulations and good luck to you. I think we're going to be seeing even more of her. Because let me tell you something. If I was in a position like Garcelle, and, you know, I was given, you know, money or whatever, access to studios and networks or whatever, to where I can do as much, I'm going to do as many fucking projects as I can while I still got a piece of the youth on my side and while I can still work and stuff. Yeah, the grind is definitely going up. On top of her sons coming into their last year. And, you know, sometimes when you work on these projects with, you know, different acting opportunities and stuff, sometimes they like to restrict your time. They like to get you on a contract for maybe 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, however, probably a year, depending, to where you can't really go and maneuver and work on other projects and stuff. So it could be that the show could have been tying up her schedule just a bit, right? Just a little bit. Don't know what all she got in the works, but, you know, possibly. But all in all, congratulations to her. And looking forward to seeing what else she got up her, up her sleeve. So in the meantime, in between time, let us slide over and talk about Sherri Shepherd just a little bit, okay? Sherri Shepherd decided to let everybody know, and if I can be honest, in my opinion, I feel like Sherri may have did this on some, I hate to say, I'm not even gonna say clout at all. I think we do use that word a lot, and maybe too much. I think she definitely used this as a moment to make her show go trending. And I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. Breakfast Club just did it themselves. So, girl, listen, if that's what you do, do your thing, ma'am. So, oh, she also came under fire last week because the people didn't like that she was over there having stuff to say about Megan Thee Stallion, but was over there crying about Jonathan Majors playing a particular character that her son can relate to. Now, listen, I mean, I feel like she cried because she saw, a bit of similarity. I think that, her son may be a bit awkward, and we see Jonathan is, as well as the character that he played, was a bit awkward. So, I mean, maybe that's why she got emotional. But in my opinion, to sit up there and come for Megan and other ladies' attires, but then you more so leaned into Megan, I'm like, well, I feel like that was a bit unfair. I think sometimes, myself included, we forget that we were young as well. Now, I may not have dressed like that, and maybe Sherri did. The people say Sherri didn't have a body to do it, but it don't mean that Sherri didn't put on some outfits that she shouldn't have put on as a role model. Because people, we love putting people in positions to be role models to the kids when you as a parent should be the first role model. But I do think that she came on a bit strong, okay? Came on just a bit strong. It's not uncommon for what Megan and some of those ladies wore to be at the on the red carpet like that. At least they were covered up, because Kanye West decided to just storm one of these red carpets, and girl, it was given all bare. He let everything out and everything loose when it came to the woman that was on his arm. I mean, she just had on the sheer outfit, showing her cootie twat, the breast, the ass. It was too much. It was too much. It was giving exploitation, and somebody should have been arrested. Like, that's just what it was. But anywho, I want us to get over here on Sherri's page, and I want us to listen to what Sherri had to say about the issue. And let me also get into this. Sherri not only talks about the incident that took place at the Othello Broadway opening, where another actress approached her on something, but she also gave a list of different women actresses that were present that night. And I said, oh, girl, you really looking for a little something for you to list that out. But, we like a little piece of, search and find, honey. So maybe give us another story and let us figure out who you talking about then, too. But let's get into what Sherri says.
Of Denzel Washington and Jake Gyllenhaal's show Othello. So this unnamed celebrity actress who shall remain nameless. I'm sitting there talking, somebody grabbed my arms and they forcefully turned me around. So I'm in a good mood. So I go, hi, what's going on? Because I know her. And she says to me, she goes, you've been shading me a lot. That's what she said to me. And I said to her, no, I haven't, because I was really confused. And then she goes, yes, you have. And then she just walked off. Now, let me tell you something. First of all, I know who I shade, because I don't shade many people. It might be one person I shade. And I never have shaded this unnamed celebrity. And I'm like, and so she came up to me in front of everybody going, you shaded me. And then she walks off. So, hey, unnamed, so I was mad. I was really mad. And I said, you know what? You don't freaking get to do that to me. So I went to the bathroom during intermission. I stood there for 15 minutes waiting for a meeting in the ladies' room, okay? I stood there. You want to tell me I shaded you? So I would say the unnamed celebrity, because you think I done shaded you, which means you watch my show. I don't know who you think I am. I think you get me confused with somebody, one of the bloggers or the influencers, because I know I didn't shade you. Matter of fact, when something scandalous came up about you, I was on your side when it happened. So I would say the unnamed celebrity, because we've known each other a long time. Come sit on my couch so we can talk about it. And you know who you are.
I was just praying we didn't have a Broadway battle. I ain't never seen you ready to fight before. I was like, who is this woman? She's ready to fight.
Here's the people get stuff confused. I'm so sweet. I'm a praying person. If you need something, I'll give you some scriptures. I'll make you feel good. But I am from Chicago, okay? I don't play like that.
Sherri, not you getting ready to throw hands with the woman. Now, I don't believe Sherri. I know she said she was waiting in the bathroom to ready to have a conversation, a meeting in the ladies' room, but I don't think you would have got to no throwing hands. I think Sherri knows she's at a place where she got things she could lose. So I think it would have just been like, a conversation back and forth, maybe a piece of yelling, honey. Maybe a little piece, but I don't think it would have got to like really shaking no hands and furniture and things getting to moving. But it be like that sometimes, Sometimes people think you be talking about them. I don't know if she said anything. I don't think Nia has really been in the news lately for Sherri to say anything, but I also don't watch Sherri's show enough to know everything that she talks about, only the things that go viral. So, I mean, maybe she is a consistent watcher and knows what she said, or maybe she's holding on to something Sherri may have said when everything was going down with the cheating of the fiance and stuff like that. But one thing I feel people do, and I made a tweet about this, and I don't know if this is the case for Sherri, so now I'm making this personal about myself. And I said, ain't it something when people hear what they want to hear from your videos, and in her case, her show, whatever, but from your videos, but not what you actually said? And I'm starting to see that is such a universal thing. Okay, I thought it just happens over here on my channel. It don't. It's so many of us creators where we'll say something and people will take what we said completely out of context, or they'll only hear what they want to hear. And then a lot of times people comment before the video is even finished. So they'll leave a comment where you may have said something, but then how it all comes together by the end of the video, they don't even edit the comment, don't say nothing, just but that's just how the people is saying it. That's I guess that comes with it. But and sometimes people may get approached, in the case of Sherri, well, you're approached by some things that you may have said about somebody. Some people may get approached. I haven't experienced that or whatever, but it be like that sometimes. But I mean, I wonder if Nia is going to go over there on her couch and have a conversation. I know Nia did. She did make a post, let her know, like, about last night. I think it was a post of Nia where she said about last night with a kissy face emoji. So confirming, like, yeah, she talking about me. And yeah, I did that. And yeah, I'll do it again. I'll do it again if you're going to sit up there and talk about me. I don't feel like Sherri really, she don't say too much. She don't get into too much over there on her show, in my opinion, as far as her opinion is concerned. I mean, she did get the flack when people started comparing what she said about Megan in comparison to Jonathan Majors, especially after audio and things leaked. So people were like, how dare you? How can you? So she got some of that, but I don't think she says anything so gruesome about people for real. So I don't know. But I also, again, I don't know. All right. But that's that, child. Y'all leave your thoughts on that, honey. In the meantime, in between time, let's get into what y'all really came here for, and that is regarding Funky Dineva. Okay. So I watched Funky's live last night. And towards the ending part of his live, and I can give you guys a synopsis, and then we'll probably listen to a bit of what he said. Funky was talking about Married to Medicine. Okay. He doesn't like the rumors really being out there about, Dr. Heavenly's husband out here cheating if we don't have the proof and the facts. And I mean, it's the same way he feels about Tasha and Marceau. You know what I'm saying? He's like, listen, if y'all ain't got the facts, then stop saying that somebody's cheating if you ain't coming with nothing. What we do have facts about is Heavenly's husband's teeth. You want to sit up there and try and make posts about Contessa's teeth, and your husband sitting over there with the teeth that he got. Okay. And so he's like, Contessa, you could have talked about this because we have a photo of that, right? So then he goes on from that conversation because people feel like he doesn't call out his quote unquote friends, Dr. Heavenly and Quad and stuff. And then he also talks about Quad and things like that, and how Quad's, got it going on and stuff. And people are trying to put the narrative out there that her boyfriend King had stole a vehicle, because he does own a luxury car business that he rents out luxury vehicles, from my understanding. And people were saying that he stole a car. He was a part of a car being stolen or something. And Funky was saying, well, hey, he actually was the victim in the situation. He didn't steal anything. He was the one that was the victim. Somebody stole something from him. All right. And I don't even know, he says, where that narrative really came from. But from what I'm hearing is that it came from Michelle Brown. I'm not sure. I have seen you guys put it in the comments that, hey, Jami, have you heard about this? But nobody's really said where they got it from, right? It's just like, hey, did you hear about this King situation? But nobody's saying, oh, I watched it over here, or I heard this person say that. Nobody said that. So I'm hearing it, but I don't know what's true or not. I haven't like really dug deep, looked in nothing to really know what's what. But it was something that Funky definitely addressed on his channel. He does feel like people often hate on Quad. You know, people try to, I guess, I don't know if people said she was unattractive or not. And so I don't know if they actually said that, or it like in the comments at the time, or if he was just highlighting things he's seen people say, you know, over time about Quad and trying to say that she's not attractive and stuff. And I think that Quad's a very beautiful woman. I may not agree with her actions all the time, but I'm not her friend to agree with her actions all the time. And even if I was her friend, I would still tell her about herself. But aside from that, you know, he takes stuff for Quad, you know. He brings up Michelle Brown. He feels like, you know, Michelle doesn't like him. First he talks about Michelle likely being the person to put these rumors out about Quad's boyfriend. I don't know if it came from her or not. I don't be that tuned in to know. Okay. Then he relates it back to himself, and I kind of question a bit, like, are you saying that? And maybe I could have misunderstood it, because I was like, dang, I'm like, so you think that she's getting at Quad because she don't like Quad, but then also possibly because she don't like you too? Is why she's getting at her. But anywho, it just, you know, it ended up sending him on, you know, a rant. Okay, lack of a better word, it ended up sending him on a rant, and he had a lot of things to say about Michelle Brown, their history and things. And you guys know they used to be, you know, close friends back in the day, you know, and he used to live in one of her homes, and some things went wrong. He ended up having to get out of the home, and Michelle ended up doing like a video or something, like showcasing how he left her property and stuff. Then I do believe that she ended up suing him and stuff. And I think he even mentioned that they had to garnish his wages or something like that for that Michelle Brown situation. And I think also maybe for the Sherri situation, where I think he also said that Michelle Brown was affiliated with that, or I guess put him up to it, or whatever it was, or something like that. And so, you know, he goes on a tangent, you know, rants about, you know, Michelle and how he feels like, you know, she messes with him, and all of these years later, you know, you're still talking about things. Like, I think he said it's been 10 years and you still over here talking about the same thing. You still over here pressed, upset about this, about that, or whatever. And you owe your channel to me. Like, if it weren't for me, you wouldn't even be doing as good as you are, or whatever, on YouTube. And then he also goes on to talking about Tasha K and how, you know, he's not as fond of her. You know, although he's open to being people's friends, he just feels like, you know, people keep trying him and playing him. And he does mention that he would like to put hands on her. And therefore will be okay with putting hands on her husband, because he understands that he will have to see the husband after he gets done with her. So it's been a lot, and we're going to get into a little bit of what Funky Dineva said, and then I'll leave you guys to have your thoughts and comments down below. All right, so let us just get into a little bit.
Stuff is just cool, and it's not. And as the Funky Bunch, the biggest thing that I want all of us to be is just educated, mature, fair members of the tribe. Talk about, and when I be telling y'all be trying to read on all, I can look Quad dead square in her face and think about 10 things I could read her down to the ground on that's far worse than the lies that y'all make up. She said, hold on, I'm gonna do this one last one, then we're gonna move on. Atlas Fountainhead, Quad is not a beauty. She's no Toya. Okay, so what is she? Because you can't call her ugly. The way she do about me, the same way she do about Claudia, the same way she and friends. Michelle Brown is quoted running into Quad somewhere and telling Quad, oh, you playing for the wrong team, meaning she was my friend. And from that moment on, Michelle sank her teeth into Quad, and she go over there and post lies and inflammatory stuff over there about her, the same way she do about me, the same way she do about Claudia, the same way she do about Candy. Okay, and y'all eat it up. And I'm going to tell y'all something. And I normally don't talk about Michelle Brown on my platform because I really don't care about Michelle Brown. I really don't. Michelle Brown, and listen, she's going to take this moment and turn it into 1,400 podcasts and 1,400 YouTube videos and have at it. The reality of the situation is, while Michelle Brown is sitting over there running her mouth about me constantly, here is the 100% unadulterated truth, okay? The unadulterated truth is that Michelle Brown is sick in her head and she needs to be examined by a doctor. I have lived in Miami for 7 years, okay? I lived in Miami for 7 years. On top of the 7 years, me and Michelle Brown fell out 3 to 4 years before I even moved to Miami. That is 10 years. It's been a decade without me and Michelle Brown having any sort of contact, communication, whatever. And she still find it her business to sit up on her YouTube channel day in and day out and make it about me. If you go on that girl's YouTube channel right now and search Funky Dineva, 80% of her videos will be about me. So with that being said, who's winning? I won. I've been won. A decade in, and you still find it in your soul to be upset or throw shade or whatever it is you call yourself doing after a decade of somebody not paying you any attention, a decade, and you're still going. Have at it. Because here is the reality of the situation. I own Michelle Brown. I own Michelle Brown. Michelle Brown is the only person I know that don't like me, that know more about my life than people that like me do. People I don't like, I'm not in and out their social media feeds. People I don't like, I'm not on their channels. People I don't like, I don't discuss. And sure, some flipping bitch gonna be like, yeah, but you discussing her now, you must be bothered. Nah, it was relevant to the story. I just brought it up. And I'm gonna take it a step further. Here is why people like Michelle Brown do what they do. Because Michelle Brown has done a very good job of cultivating an audience of people who are similarly disenfranchised like her. They are people who are conventionally unattractive, who are miserable, who feels like the world has not given them everything they deserve. And they're also a very niche group of people. They're a group of people who feel like they get shitted on in life because they're a black woman. Because they're a black woman. Michelle speaks very well to that group of women who are, oh, they hate black women. That's her tribe. That's her tribe. And it's a bunch of bitter, unattractive, miserable people. Those are her tribe. And that is why Michelle is able to sit up over there and tell lies that people know are lies. And they just run with it. They just run with it. They just run with it. Because you want to hate me so bad. And it's something about my life that bothers you so bad that you rather sit over there with her and hate. Again, my life is an open book. There is enough that you can read me about in my real life that you don't have to make up. But here's the bigger story. The bigger story is the reason why I don't get bothered by the stuff that Michelle Brown does. She doesn't like me. That's what you're supposed to do. That girl don't like me. I'll take it a step further. That girl hates me. So you can't get mad at somebody who dislike you or hate you for doing the things that people who dislike people do. That's what she does. But what is sad about it, and where I will always win over Michelle Brown, and why Michelle Brown is always going to be mad, is because everything Michelle Brown has tried to do against me for over a decade has not amounted to a pile of shit. She ain't stopped nothing. Michelle, you big, fat, funky, frowsy bitch, and I'm gonna do you one better. While we on the line, Oliver saw your ass at the Nene Leakes show, and he came back and reported that you still just as musty, still just as stink, and still just as funky as you was 10 years ago when me and you stopped talking, when me and you used to go to dinner, and you smelled bad. Why you sitting up on your YouTube always talking about me, you fat, funky, fish-smelling, frowsy, fat bitch?
Whoa.
You need to take your ass to the nearest Epsom salt factory, sign up for a customer appreciation tour, and you need to be somewhere talking about that. And you need to soak your big, fat, funky, frowsy, fish-smelling ass in a tub of apple cider vinegar. Michelle, undeniably, you sit on social media and make up stuff about me. You do. You stay talking about stuff that ain't got no relevance. Michelle, every single person, including Nene Leakes, talks about the way you smell. And it bothered me that a decade later, people are still talking about the way you smell. You have had to be stank for so long that you are nose blind to it. And here's the gag. Talking about her ain't even worth it. The bitch scary as fuck. The bitch scary as fuck. I'm back in the city. The bitch ain't gonna come outside. She ain't gonna come outside. She gonna sit back. She gonna go everywhere she know I'm not at. Because that's the type of scary bitch she is. And she gonna sit up and be stank somewhere. Like, a decade. The next time she do a video and she get to talking about me, all I want y'all to put in the chat is hashtag a decade. This is the longest I've talked about this girl since we fell out over a decade ago. And I'm gonna be very honest with you. I regret this shit already. I regret it already because I broke my streak. I honestly regret doing it. I regret doing it already because I would never want to give her the satisfaction of thinking that I am somewhere thinking about her because I'm not. I'm not. And I know she gonna sit somewhere and her minions gonna be somewhere and be like, but she must be popping. You must be bothered because you gave the last 15 minutes of your show to Michelle. If that's what y'all need in order to sleep easy at night, then have at it. But here is one thing, two things, three things that we know for sure that a bitch will never be able to take away from me. And I'm looking you dead square in your face, motherfucking Michelle Brown, and I'm telling you this. I'm not in the same place you left me in, love. And that's the win in itself. That's the win in itself. I'm not in the same place you left me in. I've left your ass in the dust, and you have had the esteem, honor, and pleasure of sitting back in your reclusive state and watching me pop my shit for the last decade. While 10 years later, you still stink. 10 years later, you've got no shows, no new opportunities. In the world of Ozempic and Mounjaro, you still find a way to gain weight, which is for the life of me, I'm not understanding, because you always had a little bit of money. You still finding a way to get fatter, and then you still ate Michelle. Even if you gotta line your clothes with baking soda before you leave, you still got the audacity to talk shit about people, and you smell like a canal in the middle of Minnesota. And I'm throwing Oliver all under the bus, and Oliver do forgive me, but Oliver came back and said last week when he saw you at the Nene Leak show thing, when you went over there and tried to talk to him, you was stank then, and 3 people came back and said you was stank and you too black. Now, you don't gave me every STD on the man. I'm nasty. I'm on drugs. I'm on crack and all this. And let me tell you something. Baby, I might have smoked all the crack from here to Timbuktu, but a bitch ain't never said I was stank. That's one thing about it, 2 things for sure. My name might be Funky Dineva. You lied. You know good and goddamn well. That was dog food. That was dog food that was busted at the front door of your condo. But you wanted to make it seem like I had doo-doo. Like I'm sitting there living in a house with doo-doo at the front door. A house that you came to every day and picked me up. But catch this tea, bitch. In the midst of me living in that house with that doo-doo, bitch, I ain't never smelled as bad as you. So here's the thing. Until Michelle Brown is able to walk these streets and get 3 consecutive random reports that she smelled fresh, you sitting up with some stale ass box braids, fat as a goddamn U-Haul truck, cracking stale ass jokes, junkie Dineva, and whatever else you be saying. Here's the funny thing. After a decade, that girl don't know nobody I know. That girl don't know nothing about my life. I don't even know what she's finding room to even still talk about at this point.
Okay. So I'm going to pause it there. I'm going to try to fast forward to the portion where he gets into Tasha K.
I told you, Tasha, I don't want nothing to do with you. Whenever I see you, though, we'll speak, and it's cool. Industry courtesy. Ran into you at Spoon's wedding. She was the MC and the person with the mic, interviewing the people, asking them what they had on. I can coexist with anybody. I got out the car. I saw that her ass was MCing it. I rolled my eyes. I put my big boy panties on, and I said, let me go do an interview. I did it. She did the whole, what are you wearing thing. I played nice in the sandbox. We get ready to leave the party. I'm leaving. Me, Carlos King, and his friend drove. We leaving the party. I'm sitting in the car, waiting on Carlos. Tasha come walk her ass up to the car, want to hug me, talking about, even though you don't fuck with me, I'm going to keep hugging you, and I'm going to keep trying until you be my friend. She said, I'm going to keep trying, or something she said. These bitches will see you in person and want to be your friend and smile up in your goddamn face, but then they always, Tasha, you somebody who sat in my face and let it be known you want to try to be cool. I'm the one who told you I'm not interested in being friends with you. Then what you do? You go on Instagram, you take a picture of the little post I put up yesterday. I text Tasha personally. I texted her on the side. And I put, why don't you take this down? I don't bother nobody. I stay in my corner. How about you stay in yours? Something to that effect. She read it, but didn't respond. But then went back on the post and try to read the baseboard. Bitch, my house just got cleaned by my MF housekeeper. Y'all seen James did it. My bathroom is distressed wood and chiplac. Okay? So that discoloration that you're seeing, that is the natural color of the wood. She'll go on her post my baseboards. That's the shit y'all do. You don't have to like me. Okay? You don't have to like me. But y'all cannot say, what do I always say? I don't discuss other YouTubers. I don't discuss other bloggers. I don't bother nobody. I don't bother Michelle Brown. I don't bother Tasha K. I don't like this. When I wake up tomorrow and all the blogs say, but Tasha, I'm here to let you know the next time I see you, and you might as well go ahead and get the temporary restraining order, because that's y'all some more go to court ass bitches. The next time I see you, I am going to slap the shit out of you for playing with me. So don't even fix yourself to try to speak, to try to be polite. I'm going to slap you, and then I'm going to stand back and look at your fuck ass husband. And I don't want nobody to be like, he bullying her and that's a woman, because I'm calling your husband ass to the motherfucking carpet too. I want to whoop his ass because of you. You and your husband to this day, y'all could give me a Quick Trip address, and I'll roll up to the Quick Trip and whoop his ass on the strength of you. I want to fight your husband on the strength of you. And that's just where I'm at with it. At 41 years old, I'm tired of y'all bitches bothering me. I don't bother nobody on this internet. I come, do my stories, I check out, and I go home. Y'all jealous bitches sit up and bother me. Tasha K, we've been good since Spoon's wedding. Somehow or another, you got a wild hair up your ass and decided, let me pick shit with Funky Dineva. And why? When people can't access you physically, they will try to access your emotions. And what's the point of all of it? Both of y'all bitches feel like I've passed both of y'all by way too far. I've gotten too high. So what do you want to do? You want to bring me back down to this space. And trust and believe, y'all, I already regret doing this. I already regret it. I already regret it because they both are so satisfied right now that they have gotten me off my high horse and they've been able to bring me down to a place where I'm addressing them, which means what? They must be relevant in my world. But people can only take so much. I don't bother anybody in this space. Y'all don't see me coming on talking about other bloggers and talking about other YouTubers. I like to keep things, but I guess other people don't have it that way. So here, I am saying this out loud, okay? I'm saying this out loud because I am done being nice. At the point in which I used to try to be mature and try to play nice in the sandbox, I'm not playing nice with bitches no more. Tasha K, you and your husband are first on the list. I am telling you now, with every fiber of my being, the next time I see your balding ass, I'm gonna slap the fuck out of you for the old and the new, okay? I even just did a Raw Ali interview where they ask, oh, who are some of the people that's really doing it in the YouTube space? And like a dumbass, despite the fact that this girl constantly shit on me, constantly post stuff in order for people to read me and be shady, like a dumbass, on every platform I'm on, whenever somebody ever asks me who is doing it in this space, I always call out Tasha K's name. And I always say, you know, people may feel whatever they feel about Tasha K, but you can't take away from her what she's built. And all I have ever asked in this space was for some of you bitches to grant me the same or to leave me alone. Or to leave me alone. Now, Tasha, you may respond, you may say whatever it is you want to say, and I really don't care. Because this is going to be the gimme gotcha. And this is going to be the thing, whether you admit it or not, this is going to be the bullet that cuts your ass at night.
Whew. All right, so y'all just heard Funky go in, lay into Michelle and Tasha. I was a bit surprised to hear him say he was gonna slap the hell out of her. I'm like, whoa, was not expecting that at all. Okay, but you know, they all have had a very interesting, I wouldn't say so much as a relationship, but an interesting situation, all right, amongst all of them, and it seems like it's not over. Okay, but y'all leave y'all thoughts and comments down below. That's all that I have for you guys at this time. I am Jami, that's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos. You can follow me over on Instagram and Twitter at Jami, that's me, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Tell him I preach to the choir, stand with my feet to the fire, give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a praxis. Cashed out at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF, got them trying to clone me like Agent Smith. Game time, I invaded gym, high elevated, I can face the rim, putting shots up. I got laser focus, about to take it over, I'm Invader Zim. On a trip to Florida like it's A&M. Who that nigga, man, they say I'm him. Spit the truth, never wasting film, I can feel it pull